The following program does not offer personal medical advice. Please consult your doctor before using any treatment or product we cover. Welcome to Go to Health Media with your host, Jonathan Marks. We provide a welcoming environment where experts educate you on important health topics, answer your questions, and provide information from which you can benefit in consultation with your doctor. You can visit and subscribe to the show at gotohealthmedia.com. And now, here is Jonathan Marks. Hey everyone, welcome back to Go to Health. This is your host, Jonathan Marks. Each week, we bring you evidence-based health information from medical experts around the world. We encourage you to subscribe to our show so you never miss an episode. We're now at over 100 episodes and approaching 1 million downloads. Wow. Thanks so much for your support. If you are a health organization, we can get your word out to audiences who are looking for your help. So schedule a time to talk with us. Visit us on the web at gotohealthmedia.com and click the subscribe link at the top right of the page. That way you'll never miss a show. Today, we are talking about a health condition experienced by 8 million Americans, psoriasis. Psoriasis is a chronic disease that is characterized by excessive inflammation in the body, often manifesting as thick, scaly patches on the skin. Psoriasis impacts patients far beyond the skin, affecting emotional well-being and social interactions. The treatment journey can be long and fraught with challenges. This can lead people to a feeling of hopelessness, frustration, and isolation. As people navigate their psoriasis treatment journey, the importance of self-advocacy and maintaining a strong collaborative relationship with a trusted healthcare provider becomes crucial to ensure access to the most effective care and support. We have two guests with us today who can discuss the importance of self-advocacy and finding the right treatment for moderate to severe psoriasis. First is board-certified dermatologist Omar Noor, MD, with practice locations in New York, New Jersey, and California. And we also have with us psoriasis patient Mark, who can share insights into the effects on his health and his treatment path. And as you will learn, there is great hope for psoriasis patients with new treatments. So stay tuned. So welcome to the show, Dr. Noor and Mark. How are you both today?
Doing well.
Doing great.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, great to be here.
Good. So, Doctor, tell us, what is psoriasis and what impact can it have on patients, not only physically, but emotionally as well?
So psoriasis is an inflammatory disease of an overactive immune system. So when your immune system is overactive and dysregulated, the immune system produces cells that cause inflammation in the skin that causes these manifestations of thick, silvery, scaly plaques that we see in a lot of our patients. And they can very commonly show up on the elbows and the knees, but they can also show up anywhere else on the body, including the scalp. And really, from an emotional perspective, it has the full gamut. Patients really, the way that they feel other people perceive them. I've had patients come in asking me if it's contagious, whether or not if they hold their child, it'll spread to them. So the impact it can have emotionally for the patient is just as much as you're seeing physically.
Got it. So you're born with it? It's genetic, or what's the source of it? It's not contagious?
So it's not contagious.
Okay.
You are born with it in the fact that it is genetic.
Mm-hmm.
Though in each individual, it can come out at different times. So for some individuals like Mark, his psoriasis manifested at the age of 7. A lot of patients, it'll come out of nowhere at the age of 15 or 20. And there are even some patients that you can have your first signs of psoriasis at 40 or 50 years old.
And before we go to Mark, let me just ask, Doctor, what is the difference between psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis and plaque psoriasis?
Yeah, absolutely. So the term psoriasis is more of an umbrella to talk about that inflammation that your immune system is creating. Now, in our plaque psoriasis patients, The inflammation creates those plaques that you see on the skin, that you see in a lot of commercials, the visual appearance.
Hmm.
But that inflammation can also present in the joints. That happens in about 1/3 of patients with plaque psoriasis on their skin. You can get what's called psoriatic arthritis, which is inflammation in the joints.
So, Mark, if we can you tell us a little bit about your journey with psoriasis and how you're handling it?
Sure. Dr. Noor had mentioned that I contracted psoriasis at a relatively early age. I was 7 years old in second grade. It was 1962.
Hmm.
It appeared on my arms as bunches of little dots, and went home. Mom said, "Wow, you got some kind of crazy rash." Took me to the dermatologist. He said, "Okay, you got psoriasis."
Mm.
So at the time, there weren't a lot of great treatments. They did supply you with steroids and would tell you to use special soaps that weren't so caustic on the skin and so on. But my problem is that I had such widespread disease involvement
Hmm.
that I just couldn't treat it well with the topical steroids. So fast forward to about 2000, they started coming out with the very first biologics, and Dr. Noor may want to comment on that at some point. But the biologics are genetically engineered, and they took me from 90 to 95% being covered in psoriasis
Wow.
to not having any psoriasis, with the
That's
exception of this one little spot right there on my head.
wow. That's
And so
wonderful.
it's just been a godsend. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about the importance of having a relationship with your doctor and not denying that this problem exists. Tell us about that.
Well, I'll tell you, in today's day and age, where there are so many treatment options available, it's just borderline silly to not go see a dermatologist if you're suffering with psoriasis.
Hmm.
You know, you can sit down with them and discuss what's going on, discuss what treatments that you've tried, but you don't have to bury your head in the sand and say there's no hope for me, because there is every hope out there for people that have psoriasis and would like to see it go away. Mine's gone for all intents and purposes.
That's absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. So, doctor, let's talk about some of those treatment options. What is available today? What's changed in the past few decades that's made Mark's
Yeah.
life so much more livable?
So we have topical options, and for more limited disease, topical options can be somewhat helpful. Then we have oral options, and then what Mark mentioned, biologics. Patients with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, biologics have really changed the ability of what we can expect from an improvement perspective from our patients.
Yep.
Mhm.
We have an option that I've had a lot of success with called Illumia, which offers an injection only 4 times a year to keep your plaque psoriasis under control. And it's a 4 times a year injection that we do in the office.
Mhm.
Mark said it best: reach out to your dermatologist, find the right option for you. Everybody is different. Advocate for yourself, talk about your journey. You're an N of one, you're an individual. Communicate well to find the best option. And then in situations like Illumia, where you have the injections in the office, we can then work together as a team to not only set you up with the treatment option, but also watch you along that path to make sure that we're walking it together.
So, doctor, do primary care physicians know enough about psoriasis to recommend you to a dermatologist? I mean, how do I get to my dermatologist? Do I just have to guess, or do I go to my primary first? What's the path that people take?
Jonathan, that is a really great and very relevant question. I have a whole slew of answers. Number one, if you feel that you have plaque psoriasis and you have a good relationship with your primary care physician, definitely talk to your primary care physician about it. I'm sure that they will feel comfortable recommending you or sending you to a dermatologist. Of course, some insurance companies will require that and will require a referral to a dermatologist. But a lot of insurance companies allow you to find a dermatologist on your own. Google, look up, ask other people, family members. Really, if you feel that you can get better, you have psoriasis, and you want to get better, reach out directly. You can find a dermatologist. And at this point in time, dermatologists, physicians definitely feel comfortable enough to treat you with these more advanced treatment options like biologics for their plaque psoriasis.
Good, thank you. And this question is for both of you, so I'll ask you each to answer. So why is it important for patients to advocate for themselves when they have psoriasis? What's the process of working with a physician, working with your psoriasis that really is advisable for you to stay as an advocate for yourself? Tell me about that.
I'll go ahead and take that question first. The bottom line is, if you have psoriasis and you don't advocate for yourself, who is it that's going to do that? I mean, really, it's a pretty logical thing. Who's going to advocate you to your doctor? You have got to be your own best advocate. You set your sights on a goal, and maybe your goal is to have clear skin. Maybe one of your goals is to get rid of some of the emotional trauma that you've been subjected to. Talk to your doctor about these things. Then work together as a team and come up with answers that are going to drastically improve your life.
And Mark, what would you say was the biggest mistake you made in treating your psoriasis? Are there things you wish you had done differently now looking back?
Wow. I really think I was kind of held hostage by the technology of the times. So we're talking about 1962 when I got psoriasis, and now it's 2025. And the difference between those two times is night and day. I guess I could say, well, maybe had I been born later, things would have been better.
Right.
But I honestly can't think of things that I would have done differently.
Yeah.
Because I availed myself of the technologies that were offered at any given time. Now there is no better time to get yourself treated, that's for sure.
Good. That's a wonderful message. Thank you so much. And Dr. Noor, let me ask the same question of you. Are there mistakes that patients make in dealing with their psoriasis that you'd have a recommendation for to how to do it differently?
So, Jonathan, the biggest thing is that internal hopelessness that a lot of patients feel. For some patients, at the first sign of psoriasis, they will come in and know that a treatment option is available to them through different type of educational opportunities like your podcast. But there are some patients that still out there feel, no, I went once, I went twice, I was given a topical, and I'm not getting any better. So there's no point in going again. Speak up for yourself. You know that if you don't feel better, find somebody else, get a second opinion, get a third opinion, keep going until you can feel better in the skin that is yours, and really just fight for yourself. Because it's sad when patients come in and they say, oh, I've been dealing with this for 10 years, 20 years. We have great, safe, effective options for you.
Good, thank you. And I've created a link to a website where you can go to learn more, and it's about patient stories and also about Illumia, which is one of the treatments the doctor mentioned. And you can go to bit.ly/psoriasis-stories, psoriasis-stories, bit.ly/psoriasis-stories. Are there any last messages you'd like to leave us with before we end for today?
My biggest message is reach out, find your dermatologist, know that safe, effective options are out there for you. Don't feel hopeless. 8 million Americans have psoriasis. You're not alone.
Great. Thank you. And Mark, any last messages?
My message would be, just do it. Don't hesitate. Just do it. There is hope and there is help out there.
God, and you were a wonderful example of that. Thank you both for being with us today. I really appreciate it. So we've been talking with board
Thank you.
certified dermatologist Omar Noor, MD. He's got practice locations in New York, New Jersey, and California. And we've also been talking with a patient, Mark, who's been a very successful patient with psoriasis. Thanks both for being with us today. It's been really great to learn about this.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you,
And
Jonathan.
and remember, as we say at the end of every show, go to health. We'll see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys. It was great. Thank you for tuning in this week to Go to Health Media. Be sure to join Jonathan Marks and another health expert next time. You can also catch the program on your favorite podcast platform. Until our next show, be sure to visit us on the web at gotohealthmedia.com and elevate your life.